Good morning, students. Today we will learn about crystal lattices and unit cells. You must have noticed that when these are placed, when tiles are placed to cover a floor, when tiles are placed to cover a floor, a repeated pattern is generated. One tile, next tile, then third tile, like this. There are some points in this way. If suppose someone is placing tiles like this in systematic way, when tiles are placed to cover a floor, a repeated pattern is generated. If after setting tiles on floor, we mark a point at some location in all the tiles, for example, center of the tile. Suppose there are tiles and this point is marked on center of tile. For example, center of the tile, and see the marked points only, ignoring the tiles. Don't think about tiles, only about marked points. We obtain a set of points. This set of points is scaffolding on which pattern has been developed by placing tiles. See, here is a pattern of these points. We obtain a set of points. This set of points is the scaffolding, that means base, on which pattern has been developed by placing tiles. On this pattern, we will place tiles. This scaffolding is a space lattice on which two-dimensional pattern has been developed by placing structural units on its set of points. This is two-dimensional picture, that means one x-axis and one y-axis. So two-dimensional picture. That is tile in this case. We are placing tile. So in this case, the basic is tile. The structural unit is called basis or motif. What is motif? The structural unit is called basis or motif. Suppose this is one part. See, let us motif to make crystal structure. This is motif, that means base of this lattice. When motifs are placed on points, here are some points arranged systematically, and if we are placing motifs, these motifs may be atoms, ions or molecules. Suppose we are putting here atoms. So atoms are arranged systematically on these points. Let us think about that. When motifs are placed on the points in space lattice, a pattern is generated. This is a pattern in crystal structure. Motif is a molecule, atom or ion. It may be any of these molecule, atom or ion. A space lattice. This is space lattice, also called a crystal lattice. In this pattern of points, a space lattice, also called crystal lattice, is the pattern of points representing the location of these motifs. In other words, space lattice is an abstract scaffolding for crystal structure. when we place motifs in an identical manner on points of space lattices. These are lattice points. That means we have placed, we have marked these points in this manner. If the systematic arrangement is there and we are putting molecules, atoms or ions in this way, then this is known as space lattice. This is here hypothetical two-dimensional crystal. Here are some motifs put on these points, lattice points. So hypothetical two-dimensional crystal. When we place motifs in an identical manner on the points of space lattice, we get crystal structure. Figure 1.5 shows a motif, a two-dimensional lattice and a hypothetical two-dimensional crystal structure obtained by placing motifs in the two-dimensional lattice. A special arrangement of the lattice points gives rise to different types of lattices. Figure 1.6 shows arrangement of points in two different lattices. Say in lattice A, systematically they are arranged one after other in this way. Arrangement of points in two different lattices. In lattice B, you can see here are some points and between 2 points there is 1 point. So in this way, and next in third row here is 1 point. So these are two different methods of arrangement of points in two different lattices. In the case of crystalline solids, space lattice is three-dimensional array of points. That means three-dimensional arrangement of points. That means we can suppose or we can imagine a cube or chalk box or duster in this way. The crystal structure is obtained by associating structural motifs with lattice points. Each repeated basis or motif has same structure and same spatial orientation as other one in a crystal. The environment of each motif is same throughout the crystal except for on surface. Following are the characteristics of a crystal lattice. A. Each point in a lattice is called lattice point. Suppose these are the points, then each point is known as lattice point or lattice site. B. Each point in a crystal lattice represents one constituent particle, which may be an atom, a molecule, group of atoms. Molecule means a group of atoms or an ion. So each point in the crystal lattice represent one constituent particle. That means molecule, atom or ion. Here atoms are arranged. C. Lattice points are joined by straight lines. In this way, by straight lines, these lattice points are joined. Lattice points are joined by straight lines to bring out the geometry of the lattice. Next is, we need only a small part of the space lattice of crystal to specify crystal completely. This is known as unit cell, and this is the smallest part of the space lattice of a crystal to specify crystal completely. This small part is called unit cell. Here it is unit cell. One can choose one unit cell in many ways. Normally that cell is chosen which has perpendicular sides of shortest length, minimum length, breadth, and here is some angle between length and breadth. So minimum length and minimum breadth of this cell is chosen in this lattice. Normally that cell is chosen which has perpendicular sides of shortest length, and one can construct entire crystal by translation, displacement of the unit cell in 3 dimensions. Here it is 2 dimensional. Suppose this unit cell is going in this way, then this will get this place, next place, third place, next. In this way unit cell is taking place like this. By moving this unit cell in 2 dimensional, we are getting this picture of lattice. Translation displacement of the unit cell in 3 dimensions. If we can think about 3-dimensional picture, then this unit cell will move in 3 dimensions. Figure 1.7 shows movement of unit cell of a 2-dimensional lattice to construct the entire crystal structure. Also unit cell have shapes such that these fill the whole lattice without leaving space between these cells. There is no space between the 2 places. Geometry: hypothetical 2-dimensional crystal structure by shifting square in the direction of arrows. In 2 dimensions, a parallelogram with side of length A and B and an angle R between these sides is chosen as unit cell. Possible unit cells in 2 dimensions are shown in figure 1.8. See figure 1.8, possible unit cells in 2 dimensions. Here it is rhombus of side A. This is also side A, and angle between 2 sides is 60 degree. Next is rectangle side A and B. Angle between these 2 sides 90 degree. Square of side A and angle between these is 90 degree. Here it is also of rhombus shape. Sides are equal AA and angle is there. Next is A side, parallelogram of side A and B, and angle between these 2 sides is gamma. Possible unit cells in 2 dimensions. Here in figure 1.9 there is a portion of 3-dimensional cubic space of a crystal lattice and its unit cells. See, imagine one box. It may be chalk box or any wooden box, or sometimes when you are playing with cubes and arrange the cubes, same color cubes in on one surface, then imagine like that cubes. So here it is one unit cell. 1 unit is that unit when we are playing with cubes. So that 1 cube, that means it is of length A, here also length A and height A. So this is a cube of side A. This is placed here and this is known as unit cell, and this full is known as lattice. These points are known as lattice points. Lattice points. A portion of three-dimensional cubic space of a crystal lattice and its unit cell. So if this unit cell is also equal to next unit cell, if we imagine in that game when we arrange cubes in 3 dimension, then each cube is known as unit cell, and that whole of shape cube is known as lattice. A portion of 3-dimensional crystal lattice and its unit cell is shown in figure 1.9. In the 3-dimensional crystal structure, unit cell is characterized by its dimensions along 3 edges A, B and C. Illustration of parameters of a unit cell. Parameters means the 3 sides A, B and C. These are length, breadth and height. Its dimension along the 3 edges A, B and C. These edges may or may not be mutually perpendicular. In cube, the angle is equal to 90 degree, but in any other case angle may differ. So here the angles are different. Angles between the edges alpha between B and C. This is side B and C, and angle between these two sides is alpha. Beta between A and C. Between A and C angle is beta, and gamma between A and B. Between A and B there is angle gamma. Thus a unit cell is characterized by 6 parameters A, B, C, alpha, beta, gamma. These are sides and angles between them. These parameters of a typical unit cell are shown in figure 1.10. That's all. Next we will do in next session. Okay? Thank you.